Welcome. So this is part 1 of your work for solving two-step equations, and you must upload your working out for this section, meaning that you should be following along with me, showing a good amount of working out and making sure it's all nice and clear. It's also very important that you're not just copying exactly what I'm doing at all times. The reason why I've created a video is so that you can pause and try it yourself and then check whether or not you're doing it correctly. So it's really important that before each question, you're pausing and giving it a go yourself. So with that being said, I'm going to begin. And you should now pause the video and see if you can do the first one yourself. So how do you do this? You're first going to subtract 7 from both sides. Remember, the order matters. You can't divide 4 first, because when you're building this thing up, the last thing that you're doing is you're adding 7 to it. So that has to be the first thing that you take off, which means you're now left with 4a. And then on this side, 23 minus 7, that's going to be 16. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to get rid of this times 4 by dividing 4 to each side. So let's now do that. I'm now going to be left with a here, and then 16 divided by 4 is 4. Because 4 times 4 is 16. So that is my first answer. Hopefully you got it correct. It's now time to pause the video and try the next one for yourself. The way in which you do this one, again, you got to think, am I timesing 3 first to get rid of this, or am I plussing 2 first to get rid of that? Well, it's quite clear when you think about how we've built this thing up. I'm first dividing by 3, and then I'm minusing by 2. So that means to undo it, I first need to plus 2. And again, if you're finding this a bit tricky, either come speak to me or re-watch the last lesson to get a better understanding of it, or just come speak to me about it, because the order matters. So if you're messing up the order, you need to come talk to me. So we're going to get d over 3. I now no longer have to write this minus 2 because it's gone, because I'm plussing 2. And then 4 plus 2 is 6. And then the next thing that I'm going to do to get rid of this over 3 here, so that to get rid of the division by 3, I times by 3 to each side. That means I'm going to get d on this side, and then 6 times 3 is 18. That means I'm going to get 18 here. That's my answer. Hopefully you got that. Let's now pause the video and give the next ones a go. And you might want to even try now. You might want to pause and just see if you can do the rest yourself, and then just double check your answers. You don't have to watch me for every single one of them. You only have to watch if you are struggling with it. So it's totally your call. No one knows. That's the beautiful thing about a video. All right, let's keep on going here. Okay, so what am I going to do first here? As you can see here, in building it up, I've obviously plussed 7 first, then timesed it by 4. So to go backwards now, I'm going to divide by 4 first. It's also important to realize that you've got negative 4 divided by 4. So it's a negative divided by a positive. That means you're going to get negative 1 as your answer. And then on this side, I've gotten rid of this 4. So now I've just got x plus 7 is equal to negative 1. Then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to minus 7 from both sides. Now, we've got to be careful with our negative numbers here. Obviously, on this side, 7 minus 7 is just 0, so I've just got x here. Then negative 1 minus 7, that's negative 8. So just be careful with your signs there. I imagine that's where people might make a mistake. Perfect. Hopefully you got that correct. Make sure you pause the video to give the next one a go. All right, so here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this 2 first. So get rid of this division by 2 by timesing both sides by 2. And that's going to leave me with 6 is equal to x plus 1. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this plus 1 by minusing 1 from both sides. So that means I'm going to get 6 minus 1 is 5, and then an x on that side. My answer will be x is equal to 5, or 5 is equal to x, same thing. There we go. Hopefully you got that correct. Remember, pause the video, give these things a go yourself. If you're just copying things down, you're not preparing yourself well for the test at all. And you're just going to be like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, let's keep on going. What are you going to do first here? You're going to minus 9 first. Minus 9. Minus 9, because you're going to get rid of this first. And that's going to leave you with 3x over here. And then 15 minus 9 is going to leave you with 6. And then you're going to divide both sides by 3. You're going to divide both sides by 3 The reason why you're dividing is to get rid of that multiplication there. So that means, whoops, you're now going to get x is equal to 2. X is equal to 2. We keep on chugging along here. Remember to pause if you are not. We are now, what are we going to do first? I want to get rid of this 11 first. So I'm going to divide by 11 because this is 11 times this, right? So I'm going to divide by 11 first. That's going to leave me with r minus 2 is equal to 88. Oh, sorry, not 88, because it's 88 divided by 11, so it's 8. And then the last thing that I do is I plus 2 to both sides. And that means I'm going to get r is equal to 8 plus 2 is 10. R is equal to 10. Hopefully you were successful with this first part. If you were not successful, make sure that you come speak to me so we can sort out any issues you're having. Do not hesitate to come speak to me. That's why I'm here. If you're not comfortable with this or if it's still a bit confusing, you need to make sure you come speak to me. Make sure that you are taking pictures and you're uploading, but there are more parts to go, so you might want to wait until you've done all the parts before you start taking your pictures to upload. I'll see you in the next one.